What about now? We good now? Yeah, it looks like we're good now. Let me know if it's all coming through. It should be. Yeah, it does sound like it is. Hey, look at that. Apparently, it updated my software and then everything just broke. So we're good now. Oh, now. Okay, there we go. Everything's fixed now. I can hear in this ear and I can hear on the monitor. So we're good. Cool. Anyway, so I am now live. Yay, we did it. Apologies for everyone that showed up and then was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Yeah, what are we doing? So let me back up and talk about why I'm streaming early, one, and why I was streaming for a long time. So part of 2023 in general is doing a lot more videos for Clerk, which is the company I work for, which you've never seen. It's usual management and authentication. And we integrate with a bunch of people, and it's for React, and it's really good products, and I've used it thousands of times in tutorials and stuff like that. So part of my role for 2023 is to do a bunch of videos. Now, if we give me a second here and let me just switch to the YouTube channel, which apparently we're already logged in as. No, we're not. Don't lie to me. And then I'll kind of talk about where we're at. So here we are. So we got some videos coming out. Here are some unlisted videos, plus there is a TRPC video that's also included that's not showing up here right now because I have to re-upload it because I edited some stuff out. So with that comes a lot of tutorial building, a lot of app building, a lot of stuff like that. So part of this live stream for the next foreseeable future will be building stuff using Clerk plus something else, or just building Clerk related items. So we're going to be building a recipe app. This recipe app is going to be built with Clerk, Next.js, Supabase, and then whatever else we decide while we're here on stream today. Let me zoom this in just a bit. That's probably way too big, but that's fine. So like part of my role is to build all these kind of tutorials and to educate people on how things work and how to integrate and all those kinds of things, and then provide templates and stuff. So like if you were into TRPC, which a lot of people are right now, if they go to GitHub and they can find a TRPC plus Clerk repo, which is like a minimal integration. It has all these cool features. Context, routing, it uses module CSS. It basically is a really, really basic version of TRPC. Like they can use this, they can create a template, they can start using Clerk right away. So like part of this here will be to build a recipe app that someone can go and learn through tutorials. There's going to be like, I want to say at least 5 tutorials to build out a full recipe app. We're not 100% sure right now. Like I haven't figured out how many episodes it's going to take to do like Clerk integration, Supabase, and then like building out a UI and then hooking everything up using like APIs or front end or whatever we want to do to kind of make that work. So yeah, so that's basically what I'm thinking is instead of just doing this in a vacuum, which is what we usually do, I'll do it on stream, and then we can kind of talk about, if you're watching the streams, you get to kind of learn about Clerk and you get to learn about how Supabase works and how this all kind of comes together. If you're interested in DevRel, it's kind of like an extra tilt hat on that. So yeah, so this is kind of what this is all I've written because I wanted something on screen for when we started this stream. So this is a Clerk tutorial, so it needs to include at least Clerk, Next.js, and it needs Supabase. But then we get to decide things like what UI do we want to build using what? And then also, we also get to make a decision about what about additional tools. So, hello. Yes, I can spell. There we go. So like what do we want to build it with? And then on top of that, it's like, what do we want to use for additional tooling? Whoa, that's way bigger than it should be. Easy there, trackpad. There we go. I'm sure there's an easier way to make them all the same size, but I can never remember how. Okay, so like we get to make decisions like this, and then like this, and then like, how is the tutorial going to be broken down? Which is important because it's going to be a playlist of videos. It's not just going to be one giant video. If you don't know who I am and you've just like joined this stream because you've found me on Twitch or you've never watched some of my older tutorials, my old tutorials were like 2 to 5 hour crash courses, which are basically recorded in one big giant block, and they're just edited all the mistakes out, and then that's produced on YouTube. But I'm trying to avoid doing that in this situation because we have to think about retention, follow up views, and subscribers. Like those are the 3 elements, and then obviously things that come along with that, right? So we also have to worry about things like top of funnel, word of mouth. Does this bring those things? Who's calling me? Decline. Let me just turn on some focus here to content creation until this evening. That'll stop that. So we have to think about these things too, right? Like retention. Do we believe that like short 10, 15-minute videos are going to do better than 3-hour videos? Follow-up views is like, the theory is always that the first video does the best and the ones afterwards do the worst. So you don't want to do too many, because if you do too many, you're just not going to end up with a good set of videos, right? So what happens is the return of investment slowly deteriorates as more videos are available, unless you happen to drop all videos at once. And those videos are concise and they pull your attention for a long period of time. Then for top of funnel, that's like, do people watch the video and they're like, fuck yeah, Clerk is the best thing ever? Or do they say, fuck no, no thank you? Then word of mouth increases, right? So if this works, and then this, it becomes true. So enough about this stuff. Let's move all this. This doesn't actually matter. Let's pull this down here. Let's move this one down here. Okay, so we get to decide on these things, such as what additional tools or what UI / CSS / design framework do we want to use. Now, the answer here would probably be we want to use whatever's the most popular, right? So the answer is probably here, unfortunately, is going to probably be we probably want, thank you, probably want Tailwind, right? CSS. And then headless UI, something like that, because those are probably the most popular 2 in the industry right now. Like my choice would be to use something like Chakra UI, because that's what I like to use, and that allows me to do a lot of work really quickly. But that may not work for everybody. Like not everybody's going to be super happy that we're using that, and it may turn people away, versus something like this, where in theory, if we use what's popular for the majority of people, then that should keep retention, because they get to build out the same thing that they're using at home, right? So this is probably what they're using at home, or they're using in the industry, using at home, or using in the industry, right? So they're probably doing one of those 2 things. Tailwind CSS, they're probably using it at home or using it in the industry. This is needed for being compliant. Being a good boy. Right. And then what about additional tools? So for here, I'm thinking, I probably want this. Right? Zod will allow us to do some of the stuff that's important and then handle not sending back data. And that's about it. So I think this is what will end up happening. We'll probably end up using, go in here, Tailwind. CSS/headless UI. And then, god damn it. There. And then we'll use Zod to make sure that everything's good on that end. And then obviously we'll use Next.js with TypeScript. Because I think it's important that we have TypeScript. And there we go. Because we're TypeScript first anyway, so it makes sense. So that gets rid of all this. We can delete all this. We can delete this additional tools. Okay. So now we have what we're going to build it with, right? So now we have the perfect amount of like, okay, we want to be able to use this technology, all of these, in this recipe app. Next, we need to know, we probably actually want this. And then we can probably say video breakdown. So we're probably going to need one intro and setup, 2 build databases, 3 hook Clerk plus Supabase, 4 build UI, 5 hook UI 2 calls. And that'll be it. That's probably all we need to make this all work. Thank you. Give me my square. So that's probably what it'll be. It'll probably be 5 videos. There might be more than this, but I can't imagine it's going to be that many. And then now, that's how I imagine it will be. But now we need, what should our recipe app do? So let's make this bigger. Fuck me. It's really sensitive when using this. So let's go and look at some recipe websites. God, I'm going to get fucking reamed with ads. All right, we're going with the first one on the list. Sorry if you get a bunch of ads and they're really annoying. All right, we're 150. What does a recipe look like? That's really what we care about. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. We got fucking videos playing. Upbeat music, everyone. Upbeat music. Get this recipe. Shrimp scampi. Fucking hell. Calm down. All right, so on a recipe app, you have an image of said recipe on the right. On the left, we have like what it is. We have a review system, which we can also add. Apparently, this recipe is delicious, but the flavor was a bit subdued. Anyway, so first we have to have our essay about like how your great grandmother came over on a boat as an Italian immigrant, and she, she was an Italian immigrant and she must have the secret recipe that she stored in her shoe that she brought over. And you've been making this recipe ever since, right? Like, that's the first beginning part of a recipe app. And then after that, you get the ingredients, which is basically here is 4 to 6 servings or whatever the serving size is. So we need serving sizes, we need all the ingredients, which needs, and then all of the steps to make said ingredients. And then we need some way to sign in to rate this and then leave a review. But if we break this down, we have name of recipe, author of recipe, or recipe creator. I don't know what you want to call that. One image. Okay. We've got reviews. And those have to be tabulated. And then we have ingredients and then steps to create. So we've got like 6 things. So let's go back to away from this. So what does a recipe? A recipe consists of 1. Name of recipe. 2. Creator of recipe. 3. Reviews. 4. Steps. 5. Ingredients. And then steps to complete. Both star rated and free form text. Right. And then we can break this down even more, right? So if we think of a database, we'll have this, and then we'll have another one of those over here. So this will be our recipe table, and this will be our review table. They're the only 2 tables we need. So the recipe table will have IDs, user, ID, then the name, creator, review, which is then linked through this. So no, I want to do 5. Thank you. Which would be this, which would just be review ID. And then ingredients. Finally, steps to complete. Ooh. Let's make this square a bit bigger so that it fits. Great. And then here would be review ID, or just ID, to be fair. And then in here we'd have rating, and then free form review. Great. And that would be it. Like, we don't have to think about like too much of that information, but that's what it would be like. And then if we kind of go this way a bit and we do another 2, drop this down here, and we say 8, and we call this one user. And these would come from Clerk, so from Clerk. Because we don't have to store any of our user data in here. And we can just funnel in. To be fair, we can probably funnel in 2 things here. We can funnel in the user ID. So this will do some of this. And then we can probably get their full name. And we can funnel that into. because we can just require them to, when they sign up, to have both a user, well, however they sign up, they have to have their name, and then that will solve that problem. And then sorry, Mr. Arrow, I know you're like really far off. Here you go. There we go. And that should be it. That should basically do everything. And then it's just like building out UIs and stuff like that, which is like the hardest part in the long run, because it takes a while for us to build out those kinds of things. But overall, like that would be our thing. So yeah, so from here we can just kind of keep building until we get to a point. Sorry, 1 second. I'm doing more clerk work. Middleware runs only on page. There. Okay. Great. So now we can start looking at how we could build this. We can move this over here a little bit so I can fucking read. So this is how we build stuff in my brain hole. So we've got all of this. I can just move all of this to the left, I guess. Not sure why I moved it to the left, but we can. And then, yeah. So these will be the video breakdown. It'll be an intro and a setup, building databases, hook clients, Supabase, build UI, hook UI to calls. And I can do the exact same thing as we build this out. Great. Cool. So let's start by opening up a terminal. And let's go to Clerk's YouTube section and say npx create next app. We can make this bigger because it's tiny on screen. There we go. Clerk recipes 2023. Because this will probably take us till 2023 to record. Would you like to use TypeScript? Yes. Would I like to use ESLint? Yes. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so we've done that. Oh, there was apparently a new version, but that's fine. So we can go in here, and then we can do Twitch, and that should open our... Okay. Oh, it feels weird because I don't have like TLPC stuff. So now I'm like, where is everything? Hey, Chris, how's it going? Thanks for dropping in. Okay, so we need to figure it out what we're doing here. So if we were starting a YouTube, managed to mess around with ChatGPT, yeah, but like, it'll all be... I think it's a super cool idea, and messing around with it's fun, but at the end of the day, like, we're all going to be real disappointed in about 6 months when everything's behind a paywall. So we'd have to install Clerk, and we also have to install Supabase. No, that's not, is it? It's like Supabase. It's not the CLI. I want the JavaScript Supabase, and I can't remember what it is. Is Supabase dash. I'll just look it up. Supabase JD JavaScript SDK. It's at Supabase, okay, /Supabase JS. Is that right? Yep. All right. And we also need to npm install Zod. And is that everything? Oh, we need to do like Tailwind, I guess. I need to do these steps that I really hate. So that would be everything that we need once we get to a point where we would want people to start. It's not that far at all. Welcome to the stream. I've only been live for like half an hour, I think. So all you missed was me drawing this. So all you did was miss this beautiful drawing, which the VOD's there, so you can see if you really are interested. Okay. What was it doing? Oh yeah, copying and pasting all this stuff I hate. And then we need to do this. Great. All right, so that's all the CSS and everything else done. So at that point, we'd be in a position to say we'd need to like set up Clerk. So to set up Clerk, it's fairly easy. We've already installed the package, so we just need to go into this app TSX and do import Clerk provider from Clerk Next.js. And then just wrap our application here in a Clerk provider, passing in the page props. And then what happened here? Nobody knows. What did I mess up here? Oh, there we go. Page props. I don't know. Let's fix this, because apparently every time I start my machine, it forgets that I am here. Right. Hope you can share the drawing. Yeah, the drawing will be included somewhere. It'll probably be put in the repo for this project when we get to that point. But yeah, it'll be included somewhere. Or I'll just throw a link in the YouTube video for this video, this live stream. I'll probably include it there. Okay. So now we've done that. We just need to do .env.local. And then we also need to do a middleware file. And this middleware file will run for specific things. Okay, so yeah. We need to do some middleware stuff, but we made it really easy to like integrate with Next.js. So if I go to my tabs here, and we go to Clerk, and we go developers, we go to documentation. There's a Next.js section here. And then here is where you can like do everything that you need to know. So obviously we did this already. So we can set our environment keys. So we can just copy this. And then you can see this screen while I just drop these in. All right, that's done. We can go back here. So that's that step done. Then we've already done this because I did this already. And we have TypeScript or, JS, depending on what you want to do. And then we need to configure our middleware here. So we're going to use this matcher here, which is already TypeScript and already to go. So let's just talk about this real quick. What we do here is we wrap Next.js middleware up in with Clerk middleware, which allows you to take any requests that you might have and pass them through, and you'll have access to Next.js and also Clerk stuff. So if we needed Clerk, like the user ID in this Clerk, in this middleware, we could get it. But it also allows us to get that details in our application as a API call later on. So if we need to do something in APIs or in server-side rendering or anything like that, it's all available. So we've done that. We're not going to do this because I don't think Next.js 13 is particularly stable. So now we have that. What we need to do now is create a few pages with catch-all routes. So create a new folder here, and we'll call it sign in. Create another folder called sign up. And we'll create, no, actually we won't. We'll just keep those two. And then we just use catch-all routes. So that's index.ts. And then we can copy this, drop it in here. And now we have these two pages. Essentially what these allow you to do is to state, hey, if I want this to run on, like if I want to be signed in or signed out, like these pages can run. So we can go here and go to this embedded UIs. And this is what they'll look like by default, but we can obviously change them. And this piece of code here is all you need. So this is our sign up component. So we go to sign up, drop it in, and then we'll fix whatever it's complaining about in a minute. It's probably because I need to rename this to TSX because they have UI components. There. And then we'll grab our sign in here. And we'll just toss that in the sign in. So these are 100% customizable, right? So you can do whatever you want with them. If we don't like the color, the shape, the style, the fonts, everything that you see when we launch in a second, it will allow you to stylize. So the next step here is to decide how we want to protect these pages. So we have a couple options here. There's this way, which essentially just is this page public, yes or no? Provide the perk. Or you can use middleware to do the protection, which is this, which essentially says, hey, if it's either sign up or sign in, don't do anything. And this is just easier in general. And then it will just redirect them to /sign in if that's what we want to happen. So instead of this middleware being like this, it will just be a bit of an extended middleware. And the way that it works is we say, here are all the public paths. So the index page is going to be public. The sign-in page is going to be public. Sign-up page is going to be public. Those are all public pages out of the gate. Then we say if it's one of these and it matches. So then we say if the request.url path name is public, just do a response. Otherwise, we want them to say, let's get the user ID because it's not a public page and they need to be signed in. If they're not signed in, so if no user ID, redirect them back to the sign-in page and then set the search parameters back to this redirect URL. Then return this to Next.js. So Next.js will essentially just redirect them wherever we need to. And then the matcher just stays the same. So in theory, we should be able to run this now. If I go here, I should be signed in right now. So let's find out. Is it next 12 or next 13? It's technically next 13. But we're not using app directory layouts because they're shit and they don't work the way that you expect them to right now. And they change frequently. So until it's stable and until it's like the create next app, that's what happens, where I won't be using it. All right. So because we're signed in right now, we can just do a quick check here and say, is signed in. No, we can just do signed in for a second. And then user profile. Which, oh, it needs to be. I don't even need this, technically. Just for a second, I just need to sign out to make sure everything works. There. Refresh. Maybe I'm not signed in. Is middleware running? Let's see. Console log user ID. Close. Reload. Well, that's interesting that this isn't running. Oh, wait, it is a public page. I'm dumb. Okay, so it does work. So I forgot that I had put this in here. So this page is technically public, but if it's not public, it does redirect you. So let's sign in real quick. We're to use Twitter. So I can get in. Okay, so there's the user profile. But let's do something else here. Let's do user button, which is what I actually meant. Okay, so here's a little like, so if we click this, and I remember, okay. 1 second, one more time. I just want to make sure this all works because I want this page to be public. So, okay, let's sign back in and then sign out. And then what should happen is, yeah, we should get refreshed. Okay, so that's working. Done yet. Great. So now we need to figure out the rest. So let's leave this as a public page for now. So now we need to create a components folder. Components. And then we're going to have a layout folder. And inside the layout folder, we'll have a header. And inside the header, we'll have a header.tsx, which will be what we export out. So great. Cool. And then in here, we'll just do a return, and we'll return a div. And we'll just say, this is the header. And then in here, we'll just toss the header in. And I'll import the header. I don't know why my imports aren't I don't know why my imports aren't working the way they should be. Which is kind of weird. And then this is a header. Great, that all works. Font too tiny. What font too tiny? Font too tiny is literally the most useless thing I've ever heard. Please go on. Do you mean this font in the browser or this font on the screen? Because on screen it looks massive. So I need more. I need more information. And even on my phone, it looks pretty big. VS Code, are you sure? Because this is like my standard size. Yeah, I'm looking at this on a phone, and it looks absolutely ginormous. And this is like the same thing I record in and everything. Even with chat open, it's freaking huge. Like, you can read it through my phone on my phone with chat open. I can still read this. And like, I'm pretty sure this is set. I mean, I can bump. No, I'm not bumping it. I want more. Hold on. I mean, the font is set reasonably high. I can set it to 18. If that'll make you feel... Oh god, line height needs changing now. 28. Yeah, like my window zoom level is 4, which is 2 more than I do when I record like videos. So there, I've made it a bit bigger, but I'm not making it any bigger than that because like I have to scroll 5,000 times down the screen. Okay. So let's get rid of that. And then, yeah, so we're going to have a layout here, and then we'll also have a folder, which is layout. Inside here, we'll have layout.tsx. And this layout tsx, which we'll just grab this for now. We call this layout. This layout is essentially going to be holding the information of like just a wrapper to make everything kind of neat and tidy. Yeah, it's super big now. Like, it's ridiculously big. Okay. So we would need the layout to take a property of we're going to need interface here probably. And we'll call this layout props. And that will have children, which is a React.node, I think. Right? Or React node. Is that the right one? Children with... Hello? What happened here? Oh, I just accidentally messed that up. Okay, and then the children would just be in here. like so. And then we can use that to wrap up this section. So we can do layout, which will contain everything. Close this. And then we'll import this. So it's import. I could fix this a bit in a bit. We'll do an index here so that we don't have to export so much out. And that's happy, and everybody's happy. And this is happy because the header's still there. And the sign-in page is still there. So that's all good, right? So now we need to... spell. We need to do things, and the first thing we need to do is fix the we need to fix the sign in and sign up pages to actually be correct. So because right now, like when you go to a sign in page, because of the way they're mounted, right, they mount top left corner. So we need to like use Tailwind to do like a div around here and a div around there, and hit save, and then do class name. I guess I should just install the nope. Yep. Extensions. And do not at recommended, but do Tailwind. So that should then give me what I want. So this should be like W full. Hello. Flex. Let justify, center, align, middle. What does that look like? That was just me 100% making everything up. There we go. Great. So we can now grab this and we can drop this in our other page. Sign up. Great. We got that now. And then in here, appearance equals appearance. APPERANS. Can I not spell today? Clearly not. APP. Appearance. There we go. Theme. Base theme. Is it dark? No. Okay. I'll worry about that later. Theming is really not important right this moment. Great. So that's that fixed. Then we need to fix well, we need to go to the middleware file and change this so that this page is available. Hello. Yeah, you shouldn't be. Oh, I'm on the. That's right. Hello. There should be no. Why fight me? That's is middleware just like confused about life? Clearly, because the index page is not there. Let's just try that and close that, and then open this page. And it's still convinced that that's the redirect. Okay, that's fine. We'll just sign in. We'll just make you happy. Okay, you happy now? Great. Shrug. Not quite sure why it's doing that. All right, cool. So now we need to close this and close this. We can actually export this out. So export image. Wait, no. Save to file. We call this design doc. Just fine. Cool. So now we have that. Oh, this is like the... Hold on. One second. Yeah. Let's make this 18 and this 26. Great. That's better. Now everything works the way it's supposed to. So now we need to make the header just something that looks like a header for now. So I don't know enough about Tailwind to do this, so that's fine. We can... I think I've done one before somewhere. Maybe it's in TRPC minimal, which everyone should start this because it's fucking good. I've done one similar. Here we go. Except from these are inline styles. So let me just grab this. And then I'll... Oh, fuck you. There we go. And then we'll add these in, and then we'll make the changes afterwards. So we need to import a few things here. Import link. Import link from Next. Import image from Next image. Is this... Just do as you're supposed to. There we go. Then we need to import signed in, signed out, and user button. Right? All right, let's look at these class names that I wrote for this, because this is just a real like simple styling. Like I didn't do a lot here, but it should get us a good jumping off point. So styles, header module. So it's display flex, space between with a padding of 1. So we can do class name equals flex, and then justify between, and then padding is it just P? I don't know. P4. We'll just go with that. Then styles to the left, which I assume I've done something really... Yeah, it's just display flex align items. Center. Got it. Really? Okay. Class name Yeah, I just completely didn't mean that. There we go. Flex, justify, center. And that would be the same for this. And then I don't have this logo right now. So this is probably going to be really messed up. Let's see here. Oh, it's just okay. We can do class name is justify center align. What's align center? Is that align middle? Probably, right? Go. We'll just put it as that for now. And then the app name has ML of 12, which we'll just guess for 4, and then that's everything, right? All right, let's see what that looks like for now. Item center. All right, I'll check that out in a sec. Lols. All right. Item. This is how much I don't write Tailwind anymore. It's been such a long time. This needs to be this. And then I guess we could fix this too. This could probably just be right in the center. Cool. All right. And then if we do npm run dev, I mean, it's close. Let me just get the, let me just grab the SVG I had. Actually, we can just do Vercel's SVG for now. We can just do Vercel. And that will give me an idea of how close I am. Must have messed something up here. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait, maybe the font's wrong here. Text size. I guess I could just Google this. I mean, I guess I could just look in here and say font size. Text would be extra small. It doesn't have to be super close, but that'll do for now, I guess. Oh, I'm also super zoomed in. Hold on. Okay, it looks much better when it's at 100%. Because... Okay. That'll do for now. But we have a header now that's on every page. And depending on if you... if you're signed in or signed out, will denote whether or not you can actually see this. It will say like sign in, I think. I think that's how I wrote it. Yeah, it just says sign in instead of this user button. And we'll set this to modal. And then we can get rid of this. So if I sign, hold on. What does middleware say right now? Doesn't, okay. So if I sign out, are you gonna fucking freak out? Yes. So it has this sign in button up here that will take you to the same place, but that's perfect. And like the UI doesn't have to be perfect right now because we just want to get like the essentials built. And then we can come back and like fix things like this annoyance because otherwise I'll be here all day. So with that being said, that's all that done for now. Now we need to create a utils folder. Preferably not there. We need to create a utils folder, and inside of that is going to have a Supabase file. Supabase.ts, and then we can go to clerks, and essentially what it does is say, hold on, let me save it. What it does is it takes an argument of a Supabase access token, which we can get from JWTs, and which is a string. We'll fix the parameter in a second. And then it takes these two keys here, which can never be null or undefined, sorry. And we pass along this access token. And then from here, we have this client object that we can use to make requests. And this Supabase access token is just a string. It's nothing special. It's just a string. So that takes that. And essentially what it gives you is a way to use this wherever we want. So we can just set this to export const. And the way that this works is that this access token, which is completely reusable, will be fresh every time someone makes a request. So unlike in the past with Supabase 1 before 2.0, so with 2.0, they made this request of like, hey, can you do it this way, where you make a global client? Before, you didn't have that option. It was just you could do something called .setAuth and then make a request through their SDKs, which allowed you to essentially make the JDK every time. So to fix that, I decided to make this Supabase client. It's asynchronous, takes an access token, it makes this Supabase client that you can then make requests with, and that gives you the information back. Now, this is only really needed if you're making like requests that require the user to bake, like it's a request that only that user could make. So something like an update to X or an update to Y, or like reading, they can't make reviews on their own recipe or stuff like that. Like all that stuff can be handled using this Supabase client. So if I just get rid of that for a second, so you can kind of see the full file here. So we take Supabase, which is just this create client. We pass in, obviously, the URL and the key. That's the anon key, and then the anon key, and then the URL of your database. And then we just add this header, which is just our access token as a bearer token, and then we return it to Supabase, and that's it. Really simple stuff. Doesn't take a lot, and then that just works right out the gate. So we can use that anywhere in our application where the user is signed in. So the problem comes, obviously, is that we have some logic here that says this is a public page, so we don't have a user logged in unless they are logged in. Then we do. So like, how do we get around this, right? So how do we get around this, right? So we have to make a decision when a user lands on this page, whether or not they're signed in. If they're signed in, we can give them the ability to essentially say, hey, like I can view specific things or do specific things with recipes, whatever it might be. But it doesn't really matter too much on this page. Like this page doesn't really matter because there's nothing on this page that's going to allow the user to do something, because the only other thing in this header right now is this user button, right? So when they're signed in, they'll have a user button, but there'll also be a link here at some point that will be to, let's say, create like so. That will send a user to the create page, allowing them to create their own recipes with a big form with some editing and stuff. So it doesn't really matter that this index page has that problem because we don't actually care too much about that. But I'm going to take a quick break here. And then I'll be right back. Probably a 5-minute break. We have returned. Here we are. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to do a couple other things. Cool. That is grapefruit lime. Hoo-wee. Okay. So with that, we're pretty much at the stage now where we need like Supabase. So go here, go to supabase.com and sign in. Continue with GitHub, I guess. Does this button just not work? My gosh. That took forever. You okay, Supabase, or? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. We'll try again. Yo, is Supabase down? Let's check Twitter real quick. Well, no one's complaining about it, so I assume it's up. It's just fucking terrible. Don't have an account, sign up now, I guess. Let me just try and sign up for an account using my email address. You'll just have to look at this screen for a second while I do some magic over here. I don't even know if this account has an account, so we might already have an account. But please check your email. My gosh. Welcome. Thank you. Confirm my email address. Well, they're using HubSpot. That's nice of them. We're almost there, I promise. All right. I don't know which account you just signed me into, but anyway, sign in now. Let me just try and sign in again. Maybe it'll work now. Hey, all right. Now we can go back to this screen and y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to create a new project here. And the project name is going to be recipe. And then I don't know, we'll just throw a random password in here for now. Okay. So we've got to do two things here. First, we need, don't show my API keys. For the love of God. Okay, so we need to then set up Clerk real quick. So to set up Clerk in the dashboard, you go to dashboard here, pick whichever project that you're using right now, which I'm using this one. Go to integrations. Sorry. Go to JWT templates, click new template, select the one that you want. We want Supabase. And this is the stuff that's going to be injected into the claims of the JWT. Authenticated, email, and the role will be authenticated, which is just what's required for Supabase. And then what you need to do here is actually this signing key needs to be the JWT secret here. So let me just do a secret here, reveal this, copy it, and drop it in my dashboard. Like so, and click apply changes. And then go back, and then That was weird. Okay. And now we can create our tables in our application. So the way that this works is we need two tables. If you remember from this drawing, we got this table, which is the recipe table. It's going to hold all of the recipes. And then this is the review table, which also holds just the rating and like all the ratings and reviews, which just reminds me again, we also need the name of the reviewer. So in theory, this is how this works. Review table can be viewed regardless to if you're signed in. But you can only modify your own ID, which reminds me, you're probably going to need user ID too. So that you can handle if they're allowed to edit their own. But anyway, so the recipes can also be viewed, but can't be written to or updated unless one, you're signed in. You can create your new one if you're signed into the application. If you're not signed in, you can't make a new recipe, right? You need to be signed in. You can't just have anonymous people making recipes. And then on this side of things, like everything's going to come from Clerk. So from here, we can create our table and we can give the table a name and we'll say recipe. This holds all recipes. And for now, we will have this enabled. And then I guess we can keep this created at as well. And what we can do, because we're using this fancy hello, why didn't you work? Yeah, I want this. There we go. Because we're using this fancy split view, we can do this and we can create our table while also looking at our table. So we have the ID because that's auto-generated. It's just an int8, which is fine. We'll put this here and we'll say user ID. Default value, it cannot be null. Type will be string, which is varchar, I believe. It doesn't need to be unique, but it can be nullable. Then we need to add a recipe name, which is also varchar, or a text. I don't know that, I never know the difference. And I always forget, but I think varchar is what I really want. It can't be null. So then we need to add a column and say recipe recipe creator, which is also varchar. And then don't tell me what to do. They're recipe creator. That's what I put in my table names. They might not be the author. What if you stole a recipe from your grandma, right? She was the creator of this recipe, but you happen to be the person that uploads it. Think about that. Stealing grandma's recipes. Review ID, which will be an int8. I imagine. C, and then ingredients. will be I don't know what to do here. Textual JSON. I suppose. Oh, don't they have like a weird array thing here? Define your column as a variable length multi-dimensional array. Maybe that's what I want. And then finally, steps to complete. Which steps? We'll just call it steps, not steps to complete. And then that could be a JSON. Because that one's easy. All right, let's save that for now. Remember, kids, you can always change your table after the fact. Okay. Then a new table, which is called reviews. Holds the reviews for recipes. And then, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. It's been like I don't know, a hot minute since we last talked. It's been almost, I don't know, since Jamstack Conf, I guess, is the last time that we actually talked in like properly, not over the Twitter. Okay, rating. And that will be sometimes I feel like people come up with the most hilarious ways to describe something. Oh yeah, that's right. We did talk about TRPC issues, which hopefully you got all squared away. People that come up with descriptions tell me this was written by a developer, right? So you've got like integers that have been signed, single and double precision floating points, and then exact numeric of selectable precision. I mean, they have timestamp for created at as like a by default. They have created at as a default. Oh yeah, it's working flawlessly. Great. I'm about to do the Create T3 Turbo app with Clerk. So look out for that. Let's see. This could probably just be this. And then, oh, it can be null though. Actually, no, it won't be. Create that could be moved down here, and then review. Could you zoom out of the drawing to see fully? I mean, I will in a second, but I'm split screened right now, so if I zoom out, it's going to zoom out on this screen. Varchar, and then user ID, and then that will be it's a variable length, but technically it's not. But anyway, and then finally the name. Great. And for now, we'll leave that as is. Ensure all your columns have assigned types. Ooh. Thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it. Oh, I don't think I could stretch right now, but I will. Oh, hey, I'm streaming on Twitch as well. I stream everywhere. I might be an affiliate, but fuck the rules. Not really. Don't really fuck the rules. Follow the rules, kids. Yeah, I just stream on both. I used to solely stream on Twitch, and then I had like a decent, like, everybody came back every single time I streamed. And then I stopped streaming for like 6 months. And after that, I was just like, fuck it. I'm streaming in all the places. And if somebody wants to come and complain, like, come find me, Twitch. I mean, right? That's what I'm saying. There's usually like 1 or 2 people that show up to my Twitch streams, and a lot of them show up in my YouTube streams, but I'm also streaming like 2 hours earlier than normal. Or I was. So anyway, so let me just get rid of this split so you can see the amazing design I had earlier. Here it is. Nope. Let me move over here. So so let me back up for people that have just shown up. So we're building a recipe website / application. This for a Clerk tutorial. So we're going to be using the following: Clerk, Next.js with TypeScript, Supabase, Tailwind, unfortunately, Headless UI, and Zod. This is what the video is going to look like: intro, building databases, hook up Clerk to Supabase, build the UI, hook the UI to the calls, job done. What should our recipe app do? A recipe app consists of the following: a name of the recipe, create of the recipe, review, both star rated and a free-form text review, which is what, 99% of the horrible sites out there. Ingredients and step to complete. We did decide not to include the story of how your grandmother brought the recipe over on a boat from Italy when she immigrated to America. Like, all that stuff's not being included. Or how your best friend's dog really loves this recipe and it really means the world to them when you make it during the winter months because blah, blah, blah. Like, all that stuff's not going to be here. Yeah, so that's where we're at. And then this is just our tables that we created. We have a users table, which is technically in Clerk, so there's no users table here. And then we have our recipe here, and then our review table. Our recipe table is probably going to change at some point as we like build this out for this tutorial. Like, I imagine, man, I hate Supabase's website sometimes. Sorry. There'll be some changes that we'll include because I just thought of one while I was just reading that, which I don't know how to edit these tables. Edit. We also need a update at, which I forgot. And that'll be timestamps, lols. And that'll be now. Cool. Saves. Done. I'm sure there's a way in here to say, hey, this ID actually comes from somewhere else. Oh, is it this button? There we go. Recipe. ID. Save. That's how you do the thing with the thing. Yeah, that's it. Save. Cool. I figured out how to do something that's really useless. Anyway, so if we go back to our application, which is one of these many open tabs, that is one about how interfaces work. Probably don't need that one. Let's try a different one. There we go. Okay, so what do we have? We have stuff and things. So we have this Supabase thing here. I still need to put my URL and key into the application. We should probably think about other pages. So there's going to be another page called create.tsx. And then there'll be another page called review.tsx. Potentially we might change these to catch-all routes. Maybe we'll think about that, because potentially you could use review as a catch-all route, but I think there's like probably less reason to do that than before. But just to make Next.js happy, because it's going to complain that these pages exist, we'll just page this in here, and we'll call this create. And we'll call this review. And that can just hold that for now. Right. So now we need to figure out what we want to do next. I guess create probably makes the most sense, because it's hard to build out a page where you're showing recipes if you don't know what they look like. So why don't we make a create page? Let's do that. Let's delete all of this. Goodbye. Cool. So things we're definitely going to need. We're going to need to import use auth from Clerk, because that's going to hold. And we're going to say const get token and user ID from users. Use auth. So now we have access to the user ID when they're signed in, and this get token, which allows us to essentially, at any point during this that we need to like do, say const create recipe, right? This is going to be like our function that creates recipes. It's going to pass in a bunch of recipes. We can say const Supabase token equals get token, like so, and then say template Supabase. And now we can then pass this to Supabase. So we can say const Supabase. What did I call this? Supabase client. So const Supabase client, and then we can pass along Supabase token after we await this and make this async. And then we import this at the top. Import Supabase client. No, my Supabase client, no, not that one. This one. And then say const Supabase equals Supabase client, Supabase token. And now we have access to Supabase. Hold on, I think we need to await this to and spell Supabase correctly. Sure, it definitely will never be null. I promise you. I promise you it will never be null. Okay. I should probably fix that somewhere else, but it's fine. And then we have access to do like Supabase dot from whatever to whatever. So in here we can actually create our recipes. And then we just need to actually create a form, which It's fun. I wonder what the best way to do this is. I'm over here like double fisting drinks. Let me just check my work email while I'm here. Okay, we're good. And Slack. We're also good. Okay. Sometimes when you're building stuff for work, you got to check your work emails. So that part's all done. And then we have this user ID, which is important for us because it's part of our recipes table. But actually, thinking about this now, we might actually want to use user instead of just use auth here. We can get rid of this because stay awake, don't go to sleep, machine. Because this has a user object, and inside this user object, we could do const is it full name? I think there's a full name and user ID can come from user. Is there not a user? Let's see what's inside of here. Full name. Oh, you're going to complain because you think it could be null. That's fair. Okay, and then that's all we need. Great. So let's get rid of this for now. And then we should be good. So now we can go back to create this form. So there'll be a form here. And there'll be some inputs. And the first input will be recipe. There'll be a label. And that'll be for a recipe name. And that will just say recipe name. And then we'll put a placeholder here. Grandma's meatballs. And then we also need a label. Recipe. Wow, I like forgotten everything that was in this recipes table. Okay. We don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this. Okay. So we need ingredients and then steps. What would be a good UI for that? UI for... Oh, hey. How's it going? Good to see you. How's life? I know we chatted recently, but how's it going? Good to see you. And you're not that late. I mean, you are late because I've been streaming for like 2 hours. But not like super late. I'm trying to think what this is called. It's not really a selector, but it is kind of a selector. So you like click plus on it and it adds more. They have one in Chakra UI, but I can't remember what it's called. Let me look. Maybe create modal. That seems kind of counterintuitive to what I want to do, but maybe. I'm not over the idea of doing a modal, but what I was thinking more was somewhere. Let's see if it's in this form section. It was like check flow byte. Why am I checking flow byte? What is flow byte? Oh, it's hey buddy. What is this? It's a open source UI utility class for Tailwind. Okay, it probably doesn't have what I want, but maybe. Nope. 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 I'm trying to think what the name of it is. What I want. Sorry, hey Kevin. Also, what I want is like, someone to be able to. I'm trying to think of the name of them. But there's like let's say you've got like a recipe, right? Like let's look at a recipe, right? So you have like step 1, and then you want to add another step. Like you click a button, add another step, and then you get like another free-form text box. But I don't want it to be a button, I don't think. But maybe I do. Maybe that's all I want. And then like I can just hide the UI depending on how many steps are there. I mean, that's just what I want. Yeah, it's like a dynamic form thing. Yeah. I think that's actually what I want. I think I just need like an input field. For example, it would be like this, but there'd be like a button here. You click the button and that would move. I think that's what I want. I think I'm overthinking what I've done in the past. But anyway, let's just call this steps, and then we'll do. No, we just want a regular ass label. But thank you. And then we'll just do an input for now. We'll just do placeholder. Boil water. And then underneath that one, we would have like yeah, hell yeah, regular ass label. What else do you call them? There'd be a HTML4 equals here, be ingredients. These are clearly. And then input, and then that would just be another placeholder. Tomate. And then finally, there'd be a button here that on click would then create a recipe. And it would just say create recipe. And then there's an equal sign here. We hit save. And then that's basically what we'd want. Something like this. I don't even know if this page will load, but let's find out. Localhost 3000/create. Yeah. This is a well-styled application. This is how everyone in the industry is doing it. So yeah, so you'd have a recipe name. You'd type in whatever the name is. That'd be this. Then you'd do this, and then you'd create the recipe. Great. I forgot to actually put in what the labels were, but that's fine. Recipe steps. Label. Just so I can keep track of them for a second. Ingredients. Ingredients. What is your problemo? Yeah. Yeah. You get it. That's it exactly, Kevin. Like there would just be like, so in these two steps here these two steps here, there would be an ability to like do this. So let's just say this one you've done like the plus button, and then another input would appear, and you could, remove them if you accidentally clicked it too many times. And then we just use state to track like the array, and have the array basically be like const recipe steps, for example, would be an array. No, it wouldn't. Ingredients would be one. It would be an array, and it would just be like 5 tomato, and then like 20 pasta pieces, and then that's that's basically has a plus or minus to add a new step. What about an input component that has a plus or minus to add a new step? That's what I'm thinking. I think in the long run. Cheese. And then const. Could reimplement drag and drop reordering. I don't want to go that far. This is a tutorial to how to use Supabase, but we might end up there. Recipe steps. Oh yeah, I guess I don't know if you saw the original. I think you showed up late. So for anybody that you can make it sing, then yeah, that's true. So the original thing is this, right? So we're building a recipe website / application. It uses the following technologies: Clerk, Next.js, Supabase, Tailwind, CSS, and headless UI, and then Zod to just make sure that we're not. You are so late. I just remembered. And then Zod to make sure that we ain't fucking up the inputs. Video breakdown is basically going to be this: intro and setup, build your databases, hook Clerk to Supabase, build a UI, and then hook the UI to the calls. And then our recipe app should do this. A recipe consists of the following pieces of information: a name of recipe, a creator of the recipe, reviews. Is this a course? This is actually just a YouTube video for Clerk. Technically, it'll be multiple videos for Clerk, because our YouTube channel, which is found here, which has all of 74 subscribers right now, and then we have some content coming out, such as YouTube just refreshing the page. But we want to do a few build series, is where we build some stuff. So we have a couple videos here, and then we have one more on TRPC plus Clerk. But in the future, I'm going to be doing a bunch of like. Oh, I love you so much sometimes. I have heard of Tina. They did some really good videos back in like 2020. And then they kind of fell off in 2022. In my opinion, at least. But yeah, that's the idea, is that we get to create those kinds of things. I need to stretch. Hold on. Y'all can look at this screen for a second while I drink. But overall, I hear that dev roles just sit on Twitch all day. Yeah, if only, man. Back in those days, I was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Get a lot more freedom at Clerk. Like this whole week, I've just been making videos. I think I've done like 4 videos for Clerk, and then like 2 for my own channel. It's been hella fun. I've been having a blast. I think I was thinking of this, by the way, if anyone was wondering. Any conferences coming up? Probably not. I just did a bunch I just did like NextConf and JamstackConf. So I'm probably not going to be doing much coming up for a while. Just because, like, one, we're we're being very selective about what we're doing. And like everything I want to do is like videos. I want to do 100 videos for Clerk next year, minimum. So, which is like 2 a week. That's the lofty goal I've set myself, is 2 a week for the whole of 2023. Which also includes the videos I already have that are already in the hopper. So it's a bit less than that, but it will be like 2 a week. Someone just messaged me to tell me that the thumbnail for this. Good to have a backup so you can have some time off. Yeah. But yeah, we got big plans for 2023 at Clerk. Like, we just got funding for like 6.2. So, yeah, we're like super pumped that we basically got a bunch of money now. So now we can actually start like focusing on like bringing more people in to do like to see like what Clerk can do. Because like the easy part of Clerk is literally like 4 lines of code, maybe 6 components total to use all of it. So, yeah, it's going to be a wild year. I'm super excited. I don't know what are you doing these days anyway. I know you just moved and like you're still probably trying to get settled in, but what are you up to? Anything interesting? Anything cool coming up? Mostly training and teaching. Yeah, I can see that. And some writing content. Oh, so you're doing all the things. Busy man. Busy man writing content, doing all the things, doing the same thing as me. I've been kicked into, so you can't hear. Oh, okay. Great. I'll just sit here and wait. Are you out of the ad or are you back in? I forget that like ads run every X seconds or whatever it is. Oh, you're back. Yeah, I was just gonna say that like I'm glad that you're like keeping busy and like doing all the things. We should collaborate on something soon. We should do something. I don't know what it'll be, but we should definitely do something. It'll be fun. Are you still streaming or are you not streaming anymore? I can't remember. I can barely keep up with the amount of people I watch on stream as it is, so yeah, for sure. I'm trying to do some niching down thing. Oh yeah, good luck with that. Let me know how it works out. I've been trying to niche down for like years. I streamed my Advent of Code today. Hot damn, I must have been getting ready. Everyone's streaming the Advent of Code and I'm over here like I'm 3 days behind. I'm so far behind, it's just not even funny at this point. Like, I'd like to be like, I'm totally up to date and everything, but like, fuck, I can barely keep up. Like, I feel like the first few days I was like ripping through them, and then like I got busy with just work things, and then I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. You've never made it past day 12, but you're up to date now. I think one year I got to like 20, and then I just was like, this is too much. But I took like the last 2 weeks of November off, and then I had a week. Yeah, I think it was the last 2 weeks of November I took off. So like I'm super energized right now from like not doing content and not doing like streaming all the time and etc. So like it's been really, really nice to just kind of take a few minutes to myself. But like once Advent of Code started, I was like, yeah, we should do Advent of Code every day. And then I was like, nah, I'll get back to it. But like doing all the streaming content takes a lot out of you. Like I've streamed every day this week, and I'll be live again tomorrow. So that's like 5 days in a row. I've done 7 total videos and planned this video kind of. So yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Get those Twitch dollars. Yeah, I think they've paid me like, I don't know. Let's look. I can look because I have the power. My current revenue for, let's see, last 7 days is 13 cents, everybody. Made 13 cents. I've been live for like 4 hours. So I'm making like this is funny. I'm making like 3 cents an hour right now of streaming. Whew, 3 cents an hour, everybody. I miss the days of having subscribers. Subscribers was great. When I had subscribers, it was great because like every month you'd get, you know, a decent chunk of money and then you didn't have to worry. Now I have 0 subscribers. I know, right? It's worse than people are like live streaming is awesome. You get paid so much money. I'm like, you don't. Unless you're like super popular, you don't. Even YouTube barely pays for the amount of content I have on Why No Subs, because I took like 8 months off. So I stopped streaming in, I want to say I stopped streaming like March of this year. So in March of this year, I had 25 subs a month coming in, which is, you know, $5. It's technically you get half of whatever you make. So it was 50-50 split. So they're all $5 subs, but I was getting half of that. So, and then I stopped streaming because I was like, I am so burnt out that like something's got to give. And I'm pretty sure my job is way more important at the time. So, you know, I was making like $75 from Twitch alone. And then there was donations and everything else that came along with it. And then like I took that time off and then I lost my job. And then I got my new job at Clerk. And then I just decided at that point that like getting settled in and like doing jobs and like getting us to the point of like where I am now was important. So we did all of that. And then we went from that to like now. And now I'm like just coming back. Like truly. I think I've been, let's see, I think I started streaming again in October for a bit. Yeah, so like from September till now, which is 100 days, I streamed 19 hours, and most of those have come recently. So like this month I'll probably stream like every day. Yeah, I'm excited about Clerk. Yeah, it was like a whole thing. Like it wasn't really a painful job loss. It was more like we are running out of money. So to make sure that we have money in the future, like we need to let you go now. And it was super cool about it. And we like I saw the whole Tina group at Jamstack conference. They were there. Scott did a talk, and like we spent like, I don't know, 20-30 minutes chatting about what they've been up to and like how it's all going and everything like that. So it wasn't like it was a bad thing. It was just like I was already on burnout, and then like that happened, and then like I got the clerk job like 12 hours later. So it wasn't like it was like I was hunting for a job or anything. It was just like lost my job, talked to Colin because I'd done some work with them before. They hired me, and then here we are. And now we're starting to like build the stuff. But when I came in, there was a lot of work to do around like docs and some other stuff, and like getting out there and doing podcasts and all that stuff. So yeah, it does, but you know, it is the nature. When you work for a startup, runways are short, and if you don't make them last, like somebody's gonna lose their job. Like Tina's down to like bare bones now. It's like five people, I think. It's like Scott, the CEO, 3 devs, 1 UI guy, 1 project guy, and 1 business. So it's 7 people total now. When I started at Tina, it was like 15 people. So it just gives you an idea of like the amount of reductions they've done since I've been there. But they're cranking out. They're at 1.0. I mean, I still have love for the product. So good and bad, but Clerk is just, you know, it's a different level for me. It's like something I can talk about every day easily, and like it comes into conversation easily. So like, you know, who doesn't like full account management and everything? It's just amazing. Right. Oh yeah, I wanted to test some stuff. So let's test we'll just test like non-UI code by doing this. Hey, it's good to see you, Kevin. Hit me up, man. Let's do something together when you're ready. Just hit me up. Yeah, you're not paid to say this. Maybe we should pay you to say it. All right, I need to put this screen on for a second. So I can grab some API keys. I think I need this one. And then maybe we should pay you to do it instead. Supabase URL is this. And then I need this, which actually I probably didn't even need. Oh, I meant like more like a full-time job. Maybe we should hire you. That's what we should do. Maybe I should persuade Colin to hire you as a dev role. Then there'll be 2 of us. Supabase key. I actually don't know the names of my own. Next public this, and then next public this. Then there'll be 2 of us, and we can like persuade everybody that TRPC plus Clerk is the future. You know? Just think about that. Just think about that. All right, I'm back. Let's test my insert here. So we can do await Supabase dot. I actually have no idea how any of this works. From, I guess. Recipe. Create. Insert. Yeah. Values. Where do I sign up? I don't know. DM me. Let's talk. Maybe we can like figure something out. Maybe we can figure out how to. Because you're still in school, right? for like another year, right? Just crosstalk through my live stream. How does this work? How is there not like autocomplete? So tell me all the fucking values that I need. Graduating in April. Oh, that isn't that far away. Yeah, let me maybe we can get something going there. I don't know. I think it would be cool to like get you in the right spots at the right time. I know we're definitely going to be looking for more DevRel coming up to like do some more stuff. Do you have the Supabase type definitions for the database? This is like my first time using Supabase. So no. How I do that? How do we do? I should just read the documentation. I'm just gonna we should read the documentation so I don't do this. This is my life. For real. All right. Let's see here. Docs. Let's click that button. This is why I decided that this would be the best way to like build this instead of doing instead of just trying to do what I normally do, which is like let's see here. Oh, this is what we want. Oh, okay. Hold on. I've done this before. Error equals Supabase. Oh, wait. And then insert. And then it's just... my fucking nose is so itchy today. Recipe. Weird. Where is that coming from? Oh, okay. Y'all support TypeScript? Because I don't see any way to reference TypeScript. Let me just type Supabase TypeScript. Oh, you have to do something like this, apparently. I have to use the CLI. Okay. I mean, I'm happy to do that. This is what I'm referring to. Okay, perfect. Cool. Let's do that. Lols npm install global Supabase. I don't know. Whatever my password is, bro. What is your problem? Oh, fair. Look at you guys. Oh. Wonder if I can just do npx. Yeah, like, so this is the, so yes. So we're totally on the same page here. So this would normally be like me being like, what the fuck is your problem, bro? Did I just do this wrong? Oh. Maybe that's what I need. Let's just copy and paste that. So yeah, normally I'd just be like, cool, let's use Prisma. Yeah. Oops. I need to do that. I don't want to install the package, everybody. Am I reading this wrong? Oh, hold on. Maybe there's more here that I didn't pay attention to. You can use our CLI. Yep. Oh. Maybe it would help if you did. Lols. Supabase, you fucking suck. I'll worry about this later. This is like the most least important thing. Anyway, I can just do otherwise I'll never test to see if this actually works. We need a user ID. And that's going to come from user ID. I need a recipe and name, and we'll just say pasta. And then recipe creator. Creator will be user.fullname. And then ingredients. Which I already stuck up there. Then recipe steps would be is this what I wanted? Yeah, I guess so. I guess what we'd want is like step, and then it would be 1, comma, instruction, something, something, something. And then we take this and we copy it down. And we paste and we say step 2. Great. Recipe steps. Boop doop doop. Which has the name steps. Okay, anything else? I think that's everything, right? And then we just do for testing only. And then we just run this by clicking the button. Everything should be set up. Yeah, like the but I fucking love Prisma. If this was like not specifically to build like a Supabase thing, am I signed in? I am. I would 100%. I don't even know if anything happened there. Oh, hold on. Boop. Boop. Yeah, I know. B. Yeah, Prisma would be like my number one choice, but new row violates row level security policy on the table. Oh shit, because I forgot. Yeah, I could just put type button, but considering the form is nonsensical at this point, just moving it was just easier for me. Beep-a-deep-a-dee. Try now. All right. It did something. Apparently. Hey. Yeah, okay. Get out of here. Look at that. It all works as expected. And then right now there's no reviews, so it's set to null. That's perfect. It's got my name in there. Got a pasta recipe name and my user ID as the varchar. Huzzah. Great success, everyone. RLS is not enabled, but I need to add the rule to make that actually work. But we're at least a percentage of the way there. And on that note, I'm just going to end the stream because we've been live for what feels like an eternity. And I got like nothing done, which is always how every live stream goes. So that's chef's kiss. And then we'll be back tomorrow for another live stream. We'll be doing this. Who knows what we'll be doing tomorrow? It's Friday. It could be anything. It could just be more of this. We don't know. It's not like I have everything planned out for like the next 3 months. Yeah. So thanks for everybody that came out. I really appreciate you all coming to the stream. We're officially 1 follower away from 300 on Twitch. So like if you're watching on YouTube and you have Twitch, you should go over there and you should click the follow button so that I can have 300, so that I can finally feel better about the fact that I've been stuck here at 299 followers for like an eternity. It feels like a lifetime. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. If you follow me on all my social medias, I'll be around.